Good morning in the West and good evening in the East. Sir Patrick Mack here with In Pursuit of Truth. We've got 3 new Q posts. I want to get right to them because there's lots to talk about and I feel like ranting a little bit, so I want to stay on task. Anyway, here we go. We're going to start you off March 21st at 21 minutes after the hour of 12. Please keep that time in mind. It may be relevant later. The FBI opened a case on Q today regarding boom statements and now the Texas bombings. Coordinated to end comms here. Predictable. They are scared. 4 a.m. in brackets. They will fail. We know the detail. Wednesday in brackets. Q. Now I'm going to move through these. Going to read them all and then I'll break them down later. MZ. That would be Mark Zuckerberg. RT. Rex Tillerson. Big meeting. Cell phones left at the door. +8. 5 political. 1 former Intel director. Mask and spin. Identify friendly insiders. Mainstream media support plus talking points. Shift narrative. Fail. We hear you. We have the algorithm. Thank you at Snowden. Learn chess. Down she goes. Nobody escapes this. Nobody. And then we have a final one. Excuse me. This was done about 30 minutes later at 52 minutes past the hour of 12. Now we're going to move over here. 132, referring to Q's previous panic mode. Enjoy the show. There is a link here. Enjoy the show. Expect a lot more panic Q. There are your Q posts. Now, let me break them down at least the best that I can, and then I'll let you guys get on with your thing. We're going to take you over here to the first one. The FBI opened a case on Q today regarding boom statements and now the Texas bombings. Well, the FBI, we're not going to see anything pop open from FBI.gov regarding this clearly. But I think they're obviously focusing on Q because they probably realize that this may be a last line of defense. I think they're realizing that what we're doing here online is formidable and it's making a move. It's making a statement. So I think they want to try and tie us to that narrative to see if they can make us out to be crazies. It's the only logical thing they can do. If I were them, that's what I would do. Make us look crazy, try to discredit us. So we just got to keep on keeping on. Anyway, so we talked yesterday about my idea with the boom, and some of you guys hated it. Some of you loved it. But look, it was obviously relevant, and he was saying boom in many different ways. I'm sorry, I say he, they, Q said boom. Sorry, I don't use the correct pronouns. Anyway, so all this boom stuff. Now, I want to turn you on to something, and I'm not going to take you there. But if you go, just look for yourself in today's news, watch some of the live witnesses talking about the bomb. Listen for yourself. You hear them all saying, I just heard a loud boom. I just heard a loud boom. It's over and over and over again. I'm not going to take you through it because I want to stay on task. All right. Do it for yourself and you tell me. All right. So coordinated to end comms here. Well, I think that's really what they want to do. They realize they got to take down 8chan. This is the QAnon map. Only Q statements go through to this. And so I don't get all the different, things like that. But you can imagine if they could do what they did to Facebook and Twitter with all the bots and all the commenting, YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube. You saw the bots. You've seen them. They're still there. If they could do that in a thing like 8chan and things like that, which is already a very, very crazy place to navigate, imagine the damage that they could do. Anyway, predictable. They are scared. They will fail. We know the details. Okay, so I want to turn you on to this. This is the bombing. I'm going to play you a 48-second video.
Fox News alert, a live look. Actually, there's a reporter standing there now, but behind him, this is I-35 in Round Rock, Texas, about 15 miles outside of Austin, where we are being told the man behind a series of bombings is in fact dead. Local reports also say that he may have detonated another device as police closed in. It's unclear how he died, but we do know that there was police-involved shooting, and we also are now being told by the CBS affiliate there locally in Austin that he blew himself up in his car as authorities closed in. This, of course, ends 3 weeks of terror in Texas. It left 2 people dead, several more injured. Police expected to hold a news conference very soon. We'll bring that to you live.
Okay, well, there you go. Fox News pretty much summed it up. Let me just read it here for you. Austin bombing suspect kills self with explosive as police close in report. All right, the suspected serial bomber who killed 2 people and terrorized Austin, Texas for 3 harrowing weeks was killed in a dramatic confrontation with police overnight Wednesday, according to authorities. The suspect, identified by police early Wednesday as a 24-year-old male, was killed near the motel. He was traced by authorities using surveillance footage from a Federal Express drop-off store and cell phone triangulation technology, according to the Austin American statement. Let me just explain that again. A Federal Express drop-off store and cell phone triangulation technology, according to the Austin American statement. Interesting stuff indeed. Now, gonna bounce right back to the Q post. They are scared. They will fail. We know the details. I'm assuming they say that they know the details regarding this bombing and that this isn't in regards to these crazy Anons. But let's look at these brackets. 4 a.m. Wednesday. Fox is reporting this at 4 a.m. on Wednesday. Moving on. We are going to go to the... Oh, excuse me. There we go. We're going to go to the second post here. Mark Zuckerberg, Rex Tillerson, big meeting. Interesting indeed. Mark Zuckerberg seems to be very, very close to completely losing Facebook. Facebook is dropping in stock. I'm not going to go cover all those articles. There's plenty of people talking about it already. Rex Tillerson was just outed, and they're meeting together. They don't seem like a, they don't seem like a golf crew or... maybe they play Magic the Gathering or something. I don't know. Big meeting. Cell phones left at the door. Plus 8 other people. 5 political. Okay, interesting indeed. Who knows? It could be there. And I'm not going to speculate. Honestly, I don't really care. It's probably someone we want to see go down. One former Intel director. Who would be the Intel director? According to my guess, it would be James Clapper. He's the one that's probably the most relevant. Okay. Identify friendly insiders. Insiders. Well, who would be insiders? Well, Mark Zuckerberg was an insider. Up until just a few days ago, Rex Tillerson was an insider. So who knows? Maybe these are some ousted insiders, and they're still trying to find a way to set up some sort of network and keep in control of this algorithm. Who knows? MSM support plus talking points. Shift narrative. Well, they worked really, really hard on this gun control narrative, and as much as they put into it, it just isn't really gaining any steam. What was it? March 14th, they marched on Washington, and that was supposed to change everything, and we were going to fix everything. And honestly, all they've really, really done is kind of, pardon the pun, but shoot themselves in the foot. And so I think with the mass stabbing that just came out, that immediately kills their narrative. It immediately, and no one jumped all over that. No one changed their Facebook status. No one, freaked out over the big knife attack. It really stopped them dead in their tracks, and now they've got to shift it, and they may have to shift it towards Anons like myself and people that work these 8chan boards. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, fail. We hear you. We have the algorithm. Thank you, @Snowden. Let me stop right here. We have the algorithm. Now, I'm starting to think that that's what Snowden's been doing all along, is that Snowden has really been kind of taking a hit, and he may be the one that exposed this whole thing. Let me take you over to Edward Snowden's page. This is as of 20 hours ago on his Twitter. This is a little spot of hope for all of those who out there who worry like the truth no longer matters. Propaganda fades with time, but facts endure. 5 years have really moved the needle on a question that used to be controversial. The question that used to be controversial he's referring to was Edward Snowden a patriot? So is it possible that Edward Snowden went to Hong Kong to make sure that people could get their assets frozen, like someone else that seems to be stuck in Hong Kong? I'm not going to go into that, but I'm sure it may be related. All right, thank you, @Snowden. Well, normally it's @Snowden without the dash in it, so it would sense to me that Snowden has removed himself from Jack Dorsey. So Snowden could still be a gray hat, could still be a black hat. I think he's probably a gray hat. Who knows? Maybe if he was able to get information so easily the first time, maybe he showed how to do it again. We'll see. Learn chess. Well, I'm trying, but it's not probably directed. It's directed at all of us. I guess we're all learning chess. Oh, okay, so down she goes. Down who goes? Down who goes? Come on, we all know who she is. Everything, all this stuff that comes back, it comes right back to Miss Hillary Clinton. But let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg really quickly. Where is Mark Zuckerberg? This is according to Celeb Beat as of today. Where is Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg? That is the most prevalent question from people following Facebook's data scandal involving Cambridge Analytica, the data firm Trump hired to help with his 2016 presidential campaign. Over the weekend, we learned that Cambridge Analytica collected data from some 50 million Facebook users without their consent back in 2015, a revelation that has led to public outcry about Facebook's data policies, a tanking stock price, and fear of increased regulation. Well, he is sold off like crazy. I'm going to leave you this article, but I want to move on to something else. This is Bloomberg, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want to touch on one article here, which I just lost. Amid the scrutiny, Facebook will be confronting immediate demands by Congress. In addition to the briefings, Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, said he wants to hear the testimony from Facebook Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg, as well as Twitter Incorporated CEO Jack Dorsey. Senator Richard Burr of North Carolina, chairman of the Intelligence Committee, said any decision about calling Zuckerberg to appear before the panel is farther off. Well, he's not just wanted in the U.S., the EU Parliament. This is out of thenation.com. EU Parliament summons Zuckerberg after data breach. This is out of Brussels. The European Parliament on Tuesday invited Facebook chief Mark Zuckerberg to speak following revelations that a firm working for Donald Trump's U.S. presidential campaign harvested data on 50 million users. Wow. So Mark Zuckerberg having some tough times, meeting with Rex Tillerson, big meeting, cell phones left at the door. Nobody escapes this. We all know it's coming back to Hillary. That's about as far as I want to take that. And then, referring to panic mode, enjoy the show. Expect a lot more Panic Q. And I'm going to have to apologize to you here because that link, it takes you over here to, it's a show on Comedy Central called The Opposition with Jordan Klepper. He's sort of a conservative-minded pundit, if you will, as a comedy show. Anyway, the episode, Jordan discusses President Trump's strategy for solving America's opioid crisis. Kobe Libby investigates an online conspiracy, and Of Montreal performs soft music. So I'm sorry, because of the country that I live in, I won't mention why, but I don't get to see some of this stuff sometimes before you guys do. Usually just has to do with some copyright things. So by the time you're waking up and having your coffee, the link on the Q page, which is this, will be there and you'll be able to play that. But if you can't find it, that's what it takes you to. The Opposition with Jordan Klepper. Okay, that's all I have for you. Those are the Q posts. I hope those help. If anything else pops up, I will, of course, be on it. Thank you so much for all your comments. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe, and share, and all that usual wonderful stuff. It really, really helps me out, helps get the message out. Thanks so much. As always, stay free, stay calm, stay cool, stay polite. I'm Sir Patrick Mack. This is In Pursuit of Truth.